Blessed with the mighty Atlantic Ocean, fertile agricultural lands, and a strategic geographic location that gives an opportunity for a lot of people to explore and get into the business. Gunjur and the Gambia at large has experienced numerous shutdowns when it comes to economy, and especially this COVID time. Please join us as we embark on a journey where we explore different areas of our business sector, from agriculture, fisheries, and small business enterprises. GunjurBIZ is in short called GunjurBIZ. This will be a platform that we will use to explore different business opportunities, especially for young people. We'll bring you on Gunjur Online all the business topics that is related to financing, operations, marketing. And we will use this platform to invite experts from different sectors of the Gambian economy and give tips and have a broader analysis of the general business sector. This will give us an opportunity to be able to discuss in a broader detail how businesses are affected when it comes to our environment, our natural resources being exploited by other people, but also how we can tap into the opportunities and also access capital, which is very crucial for the success of the businesses. But not only that, we won't stop at accessing capital. You know what else we're going to do? It's about the little operational processes that are needed in our business culture to build up cultures that is going to be successful. And that's going to be, most importantly, what? It's going to be sustainable for the success of the business. So we can transfer wealth. We can also transfer skills from one person to another to be able to live in a community that is thriving, a community that businesses, private sector, individual businesses nurture entrepreneurship and reward them. So please join me every week on Gunjur Online as we delve into all these areas of discussions when it comes to business success. This is your host, Abubacarr of Gunjur Online. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you.
Good afternoon from the great state of Wisconsin. What a beautiful sunny Saturday out here on a July 4th weekend. And happy July 4th to everyone who celebrates it. We welcome you once again to our GunjurBIZ show on Gunjur News Online that gets into different areas of business discussions. Last week we had a thrilling time, and today you are assured of having a quality discussion where we bring in different areas into our business discussion. And today I will have our able brother, who is a youth activist, who's an amazing soccer player. Watched him growing up while he was playing soccer, very active in the community, and now a politician. And this is no other person than Momodou Charreh Gibba. Momodou Charreh, welcome to GunjurBIZ.
Thank you. Welcome to Mr. Abubacarr Jammeh.
Thank you. And I definitely appreciate you creating time. I know you guys are engaged in different things, and from development. So the rainy season is here. It's 6 p.m. Gambian time, and but I definitely appreciate you creating time. Before going into the program of discussion, our program today, discussing the varieties of issues that affects Gunjur and its development, and you being a key player in those areas even before your political days. Um, Even before your political days, I will first be nyimfola ni manika kangolela be mol be gunjun kol be kontona sango la Edward la sango Edward keda moti mi alonko even maybe be gunjur le janin dolka wulu because dolla dindi yawa ton ka jele hani fombu ke bayata kata nyama fayola aka marseille ni aka contribute je ka marseille ni ka je senyandi wato wati do ya ka nyamo dunele fo bada ma von la da fayje and Edward keda moti mi alonko sate mol be dunata kalamta wala manke moti mi alonka sangarada akatara la ma fon lela ton nanata dula fita e park nyo kan e samba ila nyaton ka yakono ani mo jamala nyaton sate alpha jamala nyaton ka yakono sate mol nata kodol la fa la nyo kam pour ka jibe kada la mol konton sangola and nata wo news fana fon je gunjur online be konton na sangola woto barim fana be ni opportunity dile la mo jama dol bije yalon ba dol bije malon pour ise kumandim fay nyawoto.
Baraka bake Abubacarr Jammeh. Follow Sapo, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin for having me here today. The all the viewers and in the Lamurulam, the Bait and Lambe Jela for creating the time for it. Comment the time of create Yamin. Just like ya start Yamin wrong. Someone in Safno from Bele Dentala. Yafnyami is right coming into Edward Yama. Akada motimi along for mentally unstable, but tela case nen dola case patata bakele atela nya clean tamunela cleanliness marseto kaje clean kaje ko ay tidying so being alwala and I'm aggressive and muka sate mol batandi min satin na ko min oda unstable people or nyame so based on that kabira some of another continent mol nata nyoma kabrin diaspora ani jang e collaborator kajoko badi wala mun signolum over the time so tara sangwanyon kontong and salam ko tara je it was accepted very well with the family saying at the badi ati established the family name sa de moltima ni content sa de betembe jay if na ko bina sa de modisibele badi ani established so what come wrong c'est mo be tento ke jayi min ya ko fontinde and min contributor kabe ko fa successful tano baraka baka
Yeah, because ne Edward ko jibe eh, ale ku kende bale ke jang dula jamato ni momin jato man kende wala sondo mo man bede abake ni fata dob je fon bi ka lon an woni fana kita kule de mi ya lon ko akita mo jamale nyaale ndi ko di sako dindi ngol dol minu be dindi yaade ko ni ye moje hanna sondo mo nyimman taraje bake ika treat with kindness ika ka sangara fe bake Edward manke mo sangara rinti bari nyimu sample lu nyim fana kita kule de mi ya lon ko te fa mba fula en surprise le because ika mo jama jele mia ika na gunjur and il jato nyimman kende ya wasi falsiata jel dol sinna yeta but Edward bira nata ron sabati dala tuta gunjur le fo ala nata kumandi and wo fana yatinna fana mo jama nata long ken tol dino mo jama nata long ke ko ye yara badi ngol babulu dulal tole and tonya mbal tentula bake mbal jayila pour ali nyin kato minke an mol min be tuwe kato minke pour katina katindi ngol wo nyaayele ndi wo nyama ibajele se mol be treat with kindness and love and also hani ila status be nyaadi le society nyin kono and also katandi ko e momo jay badi ngol sotole maybe ni jado man kende te badi ngol lon na bari ni sango nyin natal dol fana kata bake mbal tentula wala mbal jayila on behalf of GunjurBIZ and Gunjur Online Allah o kata ku nyin na. So, Monch, let's get into it. I want to give you the opportunity to share with our people, our viewers, on both on all our platforms, to know your role as a counselor. Social media is tough. Media is tough. It's here to scrutinize and also here to inform people. But we are also here to contribute to the development. And anything that you're doing, as long as it's benefiting people, we give the opportunity to amplify that for people to understand your role. So I want to give you the opportunity to tell our viewers, what are your roles as a counselor? This, I believe, will help people like me and other folks out there to think or expect too much from you when it's actually beyond your purview. So I want, before we get into it, to share with us, what are your roles as a counselor? What are things that you're responsible as a counselor?
Abubacarr, once again, I must say thank you so much for getting this opportunity to share with your viewers on Gunjur Online an issue like relating to my role as a counselor, because more often people sometimes, I don't know, I cannot say they've been misusing me, but then they've been misunderstanding my role to a certain extent. So having this platform here today to share my views with the viewers and those listening elsewhere, I think it's very, very important to come on with this matter so far. Briefly, Mr. Jammeh, being an elected councillor, I think primarily I am a policy maker at BAC. In a sense, BAC is a mini government of the West Coast region.
And so BAC is Brikama Area Council, right?
Yes, Brikama Area Council is a sort of a mini government for the West Coast region. And it's like if it is at a national level, we play a role like the National Assembly members serving the government of the Gambia, the main people. So in short, partly we are policymakers at the Brikama Area Council, and then back at home where I've been elected to serve my people, I serve in terms of local development as a chief executive officer, if you like to say so. And then also I can play a part or a role as a spokesperson for Gunjur Ward. That is trying to pursue or follow issues that are concerns to the people. Like if anything that is going on or that needs to be done, I can speak for them, I can represent them and pursue matters to see to it that the people get their services and get their developments as required. Because the entry points of development into the community has to come through the protocols from the ward and the villages and the like. So just to summarize it, I can say we are policymakers at the BAC, where we have subcommittees, where we deal with various issues within the region, and where we also initiate projects for the region. And then back at home, I also serve as a spokesperson, as just alluded to, and then also take part in all local development issues in the community. I think briefly one can summarize it in these three fronts.
So if I get you right, I think this is super interesting that people should understand that you don't operate at a national level when it comes to policy making. It is at a regional level, correct?
Yes, in fact, that is where most people get confused with our roles and responsibilities or our powers. There are matters that are not within our domain or within our purview, that are for central government. And in fact, there are other issues, other projects or other matters that do not fall within our purview. We are responsible for, I can say, local developments at the region, at the local level or local governance. So it purely deals with the strength of the Brikama Area Council, where we collect taxes from the people, and based on our strength and our capacity, we try to initiate our own local projects and the proposals. So I don't think sometimes people, trying to, portray us to a level where we don't even have the power or the mandate to, even enter into. but just to make a follow-up or make to pursue certain matters out of just diplomacy, but they don't fall within our powers.
I mean, that's interesting and a hot topic. You mentioned about taxes. A bunch of market vendors call it duties, right? And I think that's an area that I'm pretty interested in discussing further, because when you look at taxes, we all know you just go and sell at the market, they collect taxes every day. You pay $5 here or $10 here, how much, I don't know how much it costs now. And these women or people, men and women that works in the markets, doesn't benefit from the services that are needed. Obviously, Gambia being a tax-based country, we expect whatever we pay in taxes will give us services that we need as a community. And these are things that's not being consistent if it was ever happening. I remember back in the day when we used to have, we call them border fellow, and they will come and do some activities. We understand they're from BSC. We have people who come and clean the market, and a bunch of other things that are needed. When it comes to services, what is your role as a policy maker, or what are things that you've been doing to make Gunjur and everyone under your ward to benefit from their tax money?
That's also an interesting question. As we just rightly said, we are a tax-based economy, and then West Coast as a region is no exception. But I just want to make you understand that BAC, we entirely depend on taxes and the licenses and some other source of income, which annually we design a budget where we cater for some development and services that we deliver to the people. When it comes to tax, as you call it, it's our duty to collect taxes and then try to see what kind of services we can give back to the people. Over the years, that's what the council has been doing, but I can speak from my own time, because we inherited a very bad system, and still that bad system is a huge challenge to our progress. But as far as I'm concerned at the moment, for the first time, according to some people who were at the council for 2 or 3 consecutive terms, this is the first year that last year, 2019, is the first time that from the budget, there has been allocation for ward developments. That is, we have our budget, we design our budget according to the 60-40 ratio, as most people seem to understand, but they don't know how it is worked out. The annual anticipated budget, 60% of that is what is catered for development and the services. And that does not exclude wards. But for 2019, from the budget, there has been a special allocation for each ward. An amount of $500,000 has been earmarked for each ward to take it to the ward and see and implement into projects. So from the taxes that my community has been paying, I think it was fair enough to get back something in return. But unfortunately, due to certain reasons relating to our tax collection system and some budgetary challenges, this could not be met across the board. Instead, each of the 28 wards get their ward allocations. As I said, due to certain issues, certain problems or challenges within the financial sector, the 28 wards could not be catered for. Only 5 wards were able to be lucky, but then there was a criteria that was laid down to qualify the first 5 wards to benefit this allocation, which of course we came out to be one of those 5 wards. So I can say from the taxes that my people or our people have been paying, we were privileged to receive an amount of $500,000 to take back to Gunjur Ward to see where it can be best utilized. And that was done. And that was another issue. That was another maybe another lesson to the program. I don't need to. I don't think I can waste this. Can expand the program to that area. But just to tell you that the taxpayers in Gunjur Ward have received their share, a share that is embedded within the 60%. A fare of $500,000 was received by Gunjur Ward, and then at the same time, other services need to be given out, because the 60% is designed in such a way that services are given to the people, certain projects are done, certain certain things are done that need to facilitate the implementation of certain projects are also born. Like we intended to buy a grader, lorries, and then shovel, which could facilitate even work on the feeder roads. But unfortunately, again, we could not meet that challenge. We could not buy shovel, we could not buy a grader, we couldn't buy a lot of stuff that we intended to. But nonetheless, we were lucky to have the $500,000, and which we tried and implemented in Gunjur Ward.
Yeah, Monja, I know we don't want to get into details of that, but I think it is important to also highlight some of the areas that you really intend, because obviously you must have a plan to spend that 500,000, even though it's not as much as obviously, but this is a good step in the right direction. You mentioning the challenges that were faced by different areas, and also especially this time of the year, you being the first to be able to negotiate and worked on that and get us $500,000. Wherever there is money, there is accountability, but there is always a bunch of rumors, obviously, when there is money. So now you mentioned that we're having 500,000 as a word. What are some of the key little areas, just to mention them without even going into detail, that you intend to spend that $500,000 in?
Oh, I think this 500,000, that's why I didn't even want to delve into that much, just to save time into other issues. But the 500,000 has been spent already. Okay. We are just at the moment trying to inaugurate those projects. That was the time we got into this COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
We are just trying to design the inauguration as well as our annual general meeting, so that we can explain to the people all that we have undertaken. So the 500,000 was just spent briefly on water projects for Misra and the Santamba. Just to give a brief story as how we came about it. It's just this 500,000 is placed before all the VDCs within Gunjur Ward. We have asked them to apply for this fund. Each VDC within Gunjur Ward, about 6 of them, but only 4 applied to use these funds, to access these funds. And out of the 4, it is only 2 that are lucky to get to receive these funds, because a Gunjur VDC requested to fence a garden, that is Holland Garden, and then somewhere also requested the funds to build structures at their proposed fish landing site. But we realized that project at somewhere is over maybe millions, and then these funds cannot cater for that project. And then we try to prioritize between the garden fencing and the community that is in need of clean drinking water. So luckily for Santamba and the Misra, they became lucky to be the beneficiary to renovate and rehabilitate their failed water systems. And that project was given to the Solar Enterprises company, and they undertook the project and then started and finished it very well. And then there's nothing left just only to inaugurate the project, because the communities are enjoying the water, and then we are also planning for its expansion and the sustenance. So this 500,000 has already been spent. Just to summarize, it has already been spent.
It's good to know that, because when you mentioned
another sum.
hopefully next time we get a couple of millions to implement some of these projects, and we commend you for your efforts towards that. You mentioned about gardening. Like my mom's been a gardener for all her life. Like going to Nakoto and grow vegetables and stuff like that. I know I remember as a kid, how the cattle will just come and get into and destroy their fences, get in there and messed up everything, and she'll come home and crying, like literally crying, to a level that she nearly fainted in multiple occasions. Just knowing that okay, I worked so hard for this, and eventually I just lost it overnight, and that's been an issue. I remember going to her garden when they had to they dug the wells, where they draw the water to for to generate water for their plants, and how all our gardeners work so hard to get just little, due to lack of different amenities. Recently, I've seen you visiting or participating in some activities at the Women Garden. What was this about? Was it part of the budget implementation?
That's good because our mothers, their main source of income is, of course, gardening. And as part of women empowerment, I took it upon myself to go around to the gardens to discuss with them and see what kind of help they would need. And from Kachume to right down to Kajabang and then to somewhere, including Gunjur, 3, 4 main gardens. I try to visit each garden and then try to find out what their concerns are. And then most of the gardens, of course, especially those that have, borehole systems, they still need the capacity to be improved because the water that they are used that they are provided with is not sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
They use along wells at the same time, but that captured my attention very much is the Fayunko Garden, which had a borehole with a solar system, but it was provided as a result of this irrigation system, where they were somehow, coaxed to, go into this baby corn production, and that didn't go well with them. So when the irrigation system was not maybe in their favor, instead of, consulting the Ministry of Agriculture, they deliberately, took everything out on their own, and then left the irrigation system and the borehole unusable. So they came to depend on their wells, which at that time most of the wells got dried, and then my attention was drawn to that issue. So I decided to work on that to various ministries of agriculture, various departments, to see how we could how we could access the borehole so that we can provide taps for the women. Hence, the wells are not supporting. So that was the main issue as far as agriculture gardens are concerned. That was my main focus, to make sure that the borehole at the Fayungo Garden is accessible, and then taps and the reservoirs are provided for the women, because the wells are not supporting their source of water. Thank God I was able to liaise with the then PS, Momodou Charreh Gibba, who was very, very instrumental and very much helpful, alongside the Honorable MP. I tried to engage these people, and then until that I was given a promise that they will be catered for with this expanded borehole and then taps for the women. So we are just waiting for that approval, but I was made to understand that everything has been approved at the National Assembly. So it's just a matter of time, or maybe COVID or so. So hopefully that issue is going to be surely addressed in the various, in the very near future. I can say mostly maybe after this COVID-19 pandemic. So that was my main focus, because all the other gardens are properly fenced, and then even though they don't have enough water, still they have boreholes that are giving them maybe half of the amount they require. But for that of Fayongo, it's a complete story, different story. That is why it got my attention. And then so far so good. We have all assurances that they will be taken care of very soon.
Yeah, that's interesting and relieving to know. Do you think most of these women would, what do you think, what are the things that the women need to be part of that? Because I know back in the day, I'm not sure how the system works there now. Back in the day, some people use the community ones, some use their own individual ones. And just knowing that you have limited budget or you have limited capacity to help, and you try to do it where it can benefit more people than individuals. Obviously, if you have an individual garden, you are responsible for the activities. What are things, the advices that you would give to women so that they can come together to support you in these areas? Because you're definitely working tirelessly just to make sure that I know you have all the women at your back, obviously. But what would you tell them at this point? Um, you're live on Gunjur Online, and this is GunjurBIZ Show. We were having a discussion with Momodou Charreh Gibba, a ward councillor of Gunjur, and we were talking about different areas ranging from women gardening. He was mentioning about how he participated in the upgrading of the facility that helps it to be protective, and also the irrigation system at women's garden called Fayunku, a local garden in Gunjur community. And we were also talking about how in the first the history of BAC, that is Brikama Area Council, they were able to set up committees that approves budgets for wards. And Gunjur Ward was one of the recipients of a 500,000 dalasi worth of cash that they used to implement certain projects. And I was talking to him to see what the areas that they plan to put this money into, and he mentioned that the money it's already been spent, and they had criteria from different VDCs, which means village development committees. These are committees that are set by different areas of the committee so that they come up with plans, strategies, and apply for these funds. And they will have to go and defend those plans so that they can be given the funds to put into developmental areas that are of higher needs to them. It's not the it's great step. Obviously, not a lot of money that was given to them. We obviously urge the government and become an area council as a regional government who is in this. So we got back with Monchari. We were talking about that, and now obviously Monchari is doing so hard to make sure that our women, can go to their farms with a peace of mind without thinking on, how to pay someone to dig a well for them for irrigation. But Monchari, from that, we are now going to shift to abattoir. This is a slaughterhouse in Gunjur. It was a local one, obviously, during my back in the day. But now, all these things are coming into play. Things are getting modernized. Your activities, what are your activities to uplift that side of our business sector? The slaughterhouse.
Mr. Jammeh, yes, that story, I don't know how to start with it because I'm not happy with it.
But it's good to discuss it, right?
Yeah, that's a huge disappointment indeed. Thank God that the idea or the issue or the matter came from somebody through the GDA, I think. That's where I got this information that the abattoir is in an appalling condition and that needs to be taken care of. Right. And immediately I went to the site and then saw that actually it's very, very disgusting at the time. So what I did was just I went to the chief to find out the history of the abattoir. And then also I went to the former councillor, Alaji Jorang, Karmo Bojang, and then as well as the very key man who is Momodou, who is using the place. So I gathered this information, and knowing that the abattoir now is not under the Camera Council, it is under the Gambia Livestock Marketing Agency. So get. But again, I wrote to Gilma, Livestock Management Agency, with the help of very close to the Livestock Management Agency. I was very lucky to have the project approved. That is to have a complete new slaughterhouse at the abattoir, which at the same time I was asked if I knew anybody who could who was no registered with the government for subcontracting. Luckily for me, and immediately I came to know that Sidu Barrow is one of those who is registered with the government to undertake such subcontracts. And then immediately I created a contact between Sidu Barrow and the director of Livestock Management Agency. And then there they went ahead to negotiate all that is needed. And then they came out with a project, with a project document to a tune of something like $484,000. But unfortunately, I was not privy to this information until the project collapsed or the project failed to finish, because it was supposed to be a 2-month project. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, from that February to the following year, February, it not get to where we expected. And then out of frustration, I didn't pursue the matter with the Livestock Management Agency. Then that was the time I was shown the documents, the agreement, the contract agreements with Sidu Barrow. That was the very first time I came to know that the project even cost something like $484,000. And the duration of the project is only 2 months. So from there, I engaged the VDC so as to collectively pursue this issue with Sidu Barrow. But unfortunately, Sidu being a citizen of this community, it is very, very, very unfortunate. We could not even get him to the table. I've been following, calling, maybe delegating people to the parents, delegating people to the family. I personally even contacted the wife, but I tried all means as possible, but I could not get him to the table to discuss this issue, what the problem he is facing or what next. So even just last week, I had to engage the Livestock Management Agency, because they are the party that signed the contract with Sidu Barrow that they must do something. They must really do something. I don't know how they're going to do it with Sidu, but they must do something to see that this abattoir is finished to how we expected it to. But then, I don't know. I think I can stop that story to that point, because it's just frustrating and then very disappointing indeed. But anyway, livestock, I understand that they would do something so that they can be finished as quickly as possible.
Hopefully this gets sorted pretty soon. I know it's getting late back in the Gambia, and I'm not sure how much this connection can take us. I want to shift the gears to the GDA multi-purpose center construction. I just saw not long ago someone was teasing you out saying, "Oh, Momodou Charreh Gibba to take photos," and what do you have to tell the young people so they can so that they can obviously the reason you were taking photos, you were there, and good thing is we will tell them that we were hosting you as a guest, so that we can have this program with you, so you have an excuse today. Okay. Multi-purpose center is for the community, it's for the young people, it's for everyone, not the people that are constructing it.
Yes.
It's been a hell of a journey to get to where we are today, raising funds for people to benefit from the outcome that is expected to drive from this. What would you tell people that this facility will do, and also the young people, so they can come in their numbers to support these developments? Because obviously we have to use all the mediums possible to attract and call people to come and understand that this is theirs, like to take ownership of it. So if they have 1 hour, 2 hours, they can come and provide the labor. I'll give you this time to talk to folks back home in Gunjur.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right. As we try to reconnect with Momodou Charreh, we just started talking about the multi-purpose center that is under construction in Gunjur, and this is a place that we expect a lot of people to participate, to go and volunteer. There's been numerous fundraising activities to raise funds for our communities so that our communities can use these facilities to better their lives on their daily activities. So, Momo Chari, welcome back. I was asking you on, just to give you an opportunity to talk to folks out there in Gunjur to come and participate, and what do you think this multi-purpose center will do? What benefit will it bring into Gunjur?
Yeah, this multiple center initiated by GDA is a great and a remarkable initiative, of course. But
And GDA is Gunjur
sometimes it's
Development
just difficult to
Funds
understand the people, especially the youths, because Gunjur Development Association,
Association.
and
Okay.
that includes everyone, whether you're an executive or not, as long as you are a Gunjurian or resident in Gunjur. I think it should be your business. But sometimes it's difficult, as I said, to understand the youths, because this is not meant for the old people. It's meant for the youths. The skill center is meant for the vibrant youths. But again, you don't even know whether they don't know or whether they don't realize the importance of this skill center or not, or maybe it was some laziness or other reasons. But I was there today, but I was somehow surprised or disappointed that such a great project is taking place. And looking at the youth organizations in this community, to have such a great work taking place, and you don't see the number that is supposed to be there, is just disappointing. But nonetheless, those who are just spearheading the project are doing remarkably well, very well. And I was very much impressed today. I was even computing Mankat this afternoon to this morning because I was all the time busy, from very difficult schedules. But today I was able to make it up and then did what I could. And I just want to appeal to the rest of the people, and I think I'll use my own platforms to reach out to all the the youth organization in the community, to have my own campaign to reach out to them, for them to know and try to take ownership of this project. Let them not see it as the executive members of GDA are the owners, or they are what or they are going to benefit them alone. So as I said, I will launch my own program, my own campaign to put the message across, so that we can all come on board, or at least improve the attendance as far as this project is concerned. This is a huge project that must not be left, idle, and must not be isolated. I think all the youths, both male and female, should try and make it their own, and then do whatever they can to make it a successful project for the first time in our history as Gunjur.
Yeah, and Gunjur, be rest assured, Gunjur Online is here
Can
for
you get
you and is here
me?
if you need our
I think
support.
for the purpose of record, I think I should mention this here.
Mhm.
Probably some may not.
We seem to have a poor internet connection out there. Mama Chari, are you with me?
Yeah, I think that's right. That's beautiful. I think I'll also add my voice to those spearheading it to make sure that the message is put across. From yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Correct. Go
Hello.
ahead. Yes.
Yes, I said I think I should run a special campaign too, to make sure I put the message across to the people, so that they can be encouraged to come and take ownership, because this is meant for them and not for the old people. So I think,
Yeah.
in fact, today I was even asking myself, how do people need, or what kind of information, or how how should one reach out to these people, to the youths, to make sure that they come and take ownership? But I think I'll have my own ways of doing things, and I try to see how I can do it.
So,
Because as for me, at the what committee level, I think we try to do something. But
so
again, I'll engage my
I
colleagues at the World Development Committee and see how we can initiate something for the rest of the organizations in the community so that we can join together and collaborate towards the implementation.
like our assurances goes out to you if you need Gunjur Online to partner in amplifying those messages, the campaigns that you're trying to run to attract people and highlight areas that you need their involvement in, especially the young people. We are here and we will give you that platform to communicate, and I'm sure our various platform different programs like the Straight Talk with Ahmed Manjang has put a highlights on those and encouraging youths to come on board. I have quick questions here. One of the viewers was asking that a bunch of young people are being into businesses like the poultry farming and the different entrepreneurship, horticultural gardening. And he is asking, what are some of the things that you have in place, even if you don't have in place, but you have in mind or in a pipeline to incentivize to encourage those people and either policy wise or resources, what things do you have in place for those young people?
Wow, I understand business, especially agro business, is somehow growing, especially in the area of poultry farming and the like. But as a policy matter, if I should reference from Brickham Area Council, I'm not sure. I'm sure people may be disappointed, but we don't have any policy guideline to give a promotion or to promote this agro business. But as far as my individual level is concerned, what I can do is just to try to see how I can list various, entrepreneur with various relevant, groups who are like the Youth Empowerment Project, and then that and similar organizations that are geared to empower the youth or young entrepreneurship. But as far as our local governance is concerned, the council, we do not have any plan or program for such such programs. So it may be disappointing indeed, but then I think I have to say it honestly that as far as the area council is concerned or local governance is concerned, we don't have that program and we don't have that that foresight.
Yeah.
But I do know some of the yeah they can support for young youths to come into such businesses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw in my 50 cents into that. I mean, I think it will be important. I will propose that it will be important to have kind of a strategic plan that it looks into different areas of development in your world. The Gunjur Online, obviously, again, is here to partner if you want collaboration in these areas where we can have a strategic plan for every year to say, okay, these are areas that I want to be involved in. This is how much it costs. Even if it become an area council, it's not able to provide all those fundings, but I mean, agencies and all that can, grab this information, these strategies, and they probably might come on board and do it. And some investors probably might be interested in that. One area that I always have an interest on was to create kind of an economy base in Gunjur, a market base where all these people in the horticulture in different areas of businesses can have not a lumo, but it's going to be a big market where people can just even travel across the country to come and buy stuff. But I'm sure that is for another day. Someone just mentioned that they love your background, and they mentioned that you're doing a great job. I'm not sure if you're seeing those comments, but obviously a lot of good comments you're getting. from our viewers. So keep it up, but we still challenge you. We'll keep doing that because the spirit is to make our community better. The reason you avail yourself to this opportunity, obviously, is for that. Now, I'm not sure how much time we have left. Can you take us back in the memory lane during your football days, like soccer, and those times, Jeebus? I remember you were number 6, and everyone wants to be like Monchare. They want to run like you.
Can I come in?
The skills. Are you with me? Can you hear me, Mon? If you can hear me, I was talking, give you an opportunity to take us on a memory lane during your youthful days when you used to play soccer for Jeeps, and you had a bunch of competitors around. And I know it's not all about politics. It's not all about policy. You have a vibrant life and an amazing life as well, being involved in everything. I remember I was mentioning earlier, I'm not sure if you heard that, how you wore number 6 as your number. I remember watching you as a kid and how
Yeah, I'm
everyone
with you. I'm
wants
with
to
you.
be like Monchare, they
Yeah.
run like you.
Please excuse me. Let me just say this here before I just go to those memory lane.
Go ahead.
Yes, I can hear.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're online. You're live. If you can hear me, Munch, you wanted to say something, you can go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Yes. We apologize. We're having a lost signal due to
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
I just want to say something here with reference to a strategic development plan before I just go to my soccer days.
Mhm.
Okay, because what we intended to do was we as a World Development Committee.
Yes,
Can you
go
hear
ahead.
me? Hello?
Yes, Munch. If you can hear me, I'm pretty sure our viewers are able to hear you. We're having, well, apologies. We're having,
Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
Abubacarr,
Looks like,
you are not here to be, you can hear me well, huh?
yes, I
Yeah,
can hear
okay,
you.
yeah, I can hear you. Okay. I wanted to take you back, but let me just go straight to my soccer days. As still you can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Can I go on?
You can mention, no, I'm here. You can mention,
Wow.
the things that you wanted to mention about the developmental areas that you were engaged in. Then you can go to the soccer days. All right. I'm not
Yeah, I just
sure.
wanted to satellite to something like where you referenced a strategic development plan for us also, but what development? Wow, still it's not coming in.
You go ahead.
Are you with
We
me?
Yes, we can hear you, Munch. You go ahead. You're good. Speak up.
Okay, all right. So to save time, let me just go to my soccer days right away. As you rightly said, I was a keen football lover. I played for Jibas Football Club in Gunjur after my school career. And Jibas did very well, of course, at the initial stage. we participated, and then we appeared to be in the mid-table, but at one stage we improved to where we had a coalition with Pan Africa.
Yeah.
And I can say those were our bright days or better days with Panjivas. That was the time we were able to win the doubles, both the
All
league, and
right.
that was a remarkable achievement. It was opened by another coalition with Flying Eagles. You remember the Flying Eagles, the team for the Fallen Jammehs.
I
So
remember
that was
Fly
also
Eagles.
a
I
wonderful
remember
time for us
I
because
remember
we are able to
Panjiva's
win
bodies.
a single trophy as Gibba's flag with combinations. Yeah, exactly. The likes of the great bodies, the Kevansus as the coach, Musa Caesars and the like. So it was a wonderful, wonderful team that season alone. The Boni Bonis, the Musa Janes at the
Yeah.
at the back line,
Yeah.
Sadibu Barrows
Bonnie.
and the like. So
Yeah,
obviously
my uncle was a
that
good
was
goalkeeper.
a
That is,
great team. That was a great team for us. We were able to win both the league and the knockout, of course, which is still a good memory for us.
yeah. All right.
Yes, this is the
Yep, want you
COVID-19
back.
impact.
Okay, we were talking about he was an amazing soccer player. I still remember. Want you back with us? You can continue where you left.
Yes, as I said, that short one with a remarkable achievement, especially when we turned to be brand givers, as I said, and the later part we became another affiliation with Fly Eagles. So I can say with all the little career or short career, we had remarkable performances with Pangivas and then with Fly Eagles. So much so far so good. I know Argentina and the YSP and the young Dabana could all remember our achievement, especially as Pangivas, where Aludabo will come and tear the red cards.
Oh yes, Alubano, right?
Alubano, yeah, he'll come and tear a red card,
Yeah.
So
So I remember that one, and
that's
then
where
the fight
how
will break
Chivas
out.
went around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also where Badis could see. You remember that powerful shot from Badis?
Yeah, I
That
still
was a
remember that
superb
one.
goal
I
from
think I
Badis.
was
That's
pretty young.
worth remembering. So
So because
yeah, that was a powerful goal shot from Badis.
because he's a showboat, so he was just pointing at the corner of the net. It was like there, and he hit it, and the ball got stuck in
Yeah,
in there. And yeah, that was
really,
amazing. I
really.
still remember that.
So I think from there, I think we cannot go over this program without mentioning the COVID-19 impact.
Correct.
I think that's another topic which is much debatable.
Correct.
Because from our local concept here, we have diverse, views as to the reality of COVID-19. But nonetheless, we are made to believe in COVID-19, and then we have to accept the regulations that comes with it. And then we have done much that we could to align ourselves with the protocols, the health advices, and the like. So COVID-19 really has an impact on the lives of the people, even though much may not be directly affected, but really a huge number of people are affected. And as a result, again, with certain interventions from many people too, the improvement has been done, and again, lives, it also has another impact on the livelihood of the people, because as a result of COVID-19, we have series of distributions all over the community, and then the support that was never registered in this community all came as a result of COVID-19. Yes, of course, some people whose job has a relation or bearing with the pandemic have suffered some consequences. Nonetheless, as a result of goodwill gesture from many philanthropists, I don't think the impact would be much felt negatively, because a lot of help has been delivered to the people from philanthropists as well as the government. So for me, in my opinion, I'm not foreseeing much negative impact as of now. Probably it could happen in the near future, because we don't know as from now when and how long it's going to take.
Correct.
As I said, obviously the impact is felt at some corners, but with the help of philanthropists and some other interventions that took place, I think it's good to go for now.
And we definitely appreciate you appreciating the efforts that a lot of people put in to this. There were a lot of fundraisers. Yes, there were a lot of fundraisers. People, contribute immensely towards helping people that were in need, and in the forms of goods that were bought and supplied to families back in Gunjur. And we commend everyone who participated and contributed to that. And we cannot thank you enough for all this. What are the last words that you want to give out? I'm sure we touched in, various areas, and I know you have things that you wanted to mention that I can give you the last 1-2 minutes to highlight those, as we have a proper connection now.
I just wanted to say something about a strategic development plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that that is mostly possible when you have a budget, or when you have resources that you can create a budget.
Right.
That is how and when you can design your own 3 years development plan. Unfortunately for us as a work development committee, we have the foresight, and then it is unfortunate that we could not get the VDCs on board, because we have requested the VDCs to at least give us their various areas of concern, or various issues that they would want interventions from the work committee, so that we can try to formulate a strategic development plan for 3 or 4 years of my tenure. But unfortunately, the VDCs are not forthcoming with their own plans. So thereby, we are very much reluctant to design our own strategy plan. So we live and go, or initiate as we go on. As when issues come up in the community, we try to see how we can collaborate and then try to fix it. But then we do not have a specific, consistent strategic development plan, which we should follow. That is also necessary and dictated by, if you have a fund or a resource base where you can design your own budget, then you can create a consistent plan to align it with the budget. Hence, that is not available as a work committee, because anytime like that of the work allocation, that would come for a particular purpose, and then that is initiated around it. But as a normal activity from the work committee, as I said, because we don't have a consistent source of income, we don't have a budget. Unfortunately, we cannot design our own project proposal. We cannot design our own plan, because when we design our plan, no funds to cater for it, then it's meaningless. So that is what I wanted to put across. Just like the BAC, it's very sad to say here that the BAC we were helped by the Ministry of Local Government, and then in partnership with the UNDP, where a consultant was sought to design and produce was a budget, a strategy plan, which we validated some months
It looks like we having a poor
ago,
connection out there one more time.
but up till now, be it
All right. If
never
the producer can
get
put,
their document.
all right. It looked like we having struggles with poor connections, but all the same, we thank Monchar for the time that he created to come and talk to us about things that he's been doing as a councillor of Gunjur Ward. Monchare, I'm not sure if you're going to follow immediately after your comments, but we have uh, some important comments that were posted online, and they mentioned about if they can be a think tank kind of Gunjurians that participate and formulate some ideas. I know you mentioned about not having a budget to be able to do a strategy or a plan around something. I think as a community, we can always come together and have our own plans. And if government is able to, or the local government is able to spend some money towards this, they can. If they are not able to, we can, find our own ways in implementing those plans, like the multi-purpose center facility that's under construction is one of the areas that I'm sure no local government or anything spent money on, but is a collective responsibility, a collective effort by a bunch of people who are from Gunjur or interested in developments of Gunjur that came together, raised funds, and started constructing those facilities. And these facilities obviously are going to benefit people directly, especially the youth. So I want all the youth out there who lives in Gunjur to go and join hands with GDA, Gunjur Development Association. Give whatever you can. You can give out donations. It can be one bag of cement. It can be a rake. It can be anything, a wheelbarrow, or you can be your manpower that you can go and give to our community. Our community needs you now than ever. This is the time to go and to put your money where your mouth is. This is the time to get up and go and participate in one way or the other, any form of effort that you can do. I really commend you for the persistence, Munch. You back again, and I will just let you take off where you stop.
Yes, I think if I need to add something to, especially the project, especially to the GDA project, I don't want to say it as a promise, but I believe the council will do something certainly, because it's part of youth empowerment, and then I believe that initiative is somehow is catered for or covered by our budget. Maybe this year budget or next year budget. I'll try to find out and see how council can come in, but certainly they can come in. I think they have to come in. I just want to wait if I have some documents ready with the project. Then when it takes off, and then I happen to lay hands with certain documents, I think council will be able to chip in something at least. Because at the beginning, as a work committee, we applied SAN through the Camera Council. Of course, they are aware of this project. And then their only intervention is when I wrote an application for SAN to the Camera Council. They facilitated the letter to geology. And then we were provided, we were allocated with, we had a duty wave of about 20 trips, which we handed to the BDC for onward transmission to the GDA. And as the project continues or takes off, so certainly we'll try to see where and how BSC can chip in. But I am sure before it goes to the finishing point, BSC will do something certainly, because you just need to put the documentations together, convince them that this is part of youth empowerment, and I see no reason why BKMS cannot chip in as far as youth empowerment is an area that is captured by our budget. So I believe something which could have been done by the council, if the community comes up with such an initiative, obviously, I don't see any reason why they can't chip in. But certainly, we are facing huge challenges with our tax monies. But I'm seriously sure that something will be done in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Munch. I definitely appreciate your
Are you there?
time. Yes, thank you very much, Munch. I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. Be rest assured, you're always welcome on GunjurBIZ and Gunjur Online to discuss about issues the issues that are affecting our community. I definitely thank you for coming on. That's it for us from me today on a GunjurBIZ show every Saturday. Follow us on our the various social media handles on YouTube. Subscribe to Gunjur News Online, or Facebook, or Instagram. And this is your host, Abubacarr. Till next Saturday, you all have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Blessed with the mighty Atlantic Ocean, fertile agricultural lands, and a strategic geographic location that gives an opportunity for a lot of people to explore and get into the business. Gunjur and the Gambia at large has experienced numerous shutdowns when it comes to economy, and especially this COVID time. Please join us as we embark on a journey where we explore different areas of our business sector, from agriculture, fisheries, and small business enterprises. GunjurBIZ is in short called GunjurBIZ. This will be a platform that we will use to explore different business opportunities, especially for young people. We'll bring you on Gunjur Online all the business topics that is related to financing, operations, marketing. And we will use this platform to invite experts from different sectors of the Gambian economy and give tips and have a broader analysis of the general business sector. This will give us an opportunity to be able to discuss in a broader detail how businesses are affected when it comes to our environment, our natural resources being exploited by other people, but also how we can tap into the opportunities and also access capital, which is very crucial for the success of the businesses. But not only that, we won't stop at accessing capital. You know what else we're going to do? It's about the little operational processes that are needed in our business culture to build up cultures that's going to be successful. And that's going to be, most importantly, what? It's going to be sustainable for the success of the business. So we can transfer wealth. We can also transfer skills from one person to another to be able to live in a community that is thriving, a community that businesses, private sector, individual businesses nurture entrepreneurship and reward them. So please join me every week on Gunjur Online as we delve into all these areas of discussions when it comes to business success. This is your host, Abubacarr of Gunjur Online. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you.
Gunjur Fitness Center Body Max.
See fire for body, and if you follow me go now, enjoyment go kill 'em. Baby girl, you bad, girl the way you whine, I demand over you, girl, I demand. follow me go now, enjoyment go kill 'em.
Moro
Ibanya
mbijando bakandro
ko ngalla janna kibaro moy kalka sola bagaso wafu
e ka fontelle ko sola enterprise fo fendi nabe dendi sola la fannala la sola la bundal ndella ko do kuwo ke mole janka sola joran kendol natala dum min nata na ko fanandiya birin gambia jam fo gambia e bantala nga bagasol samba be ton ka do ku kendo be ke mo be ni nga do ko ke momo ndi en ka sanji kilin garantie dilale nyin kama ko la do ko lanno so waran ni tema
bagasi falle
bagaso min bijay fofe nabe dendi sola la bundala la sola la fannala a bagaso sifa be bijay lightning and pumping system ndella fanan ko ke mole min be dendi na ko ni dandal ni kordal ka jiodi alla nin ka lampo fanan sika ka dialla wo pumping wolbe dendi gadi nol nin ku kotal ni la jiko ni la fanga bela lightning wolom dimbani ku kotal jannum sola enterprise tin ko le kan
fam mo sola
fo fembe dendi sola la haajo la janne be loro
wato tente bul bagasol tan
adum fana be ku fula la leje bunda fula fana be mbulle fan ka bonan dami anin dula ba fula safonya America ni Europe na fan ka bana wota dum doron no moto min ka fenken do na te sola la bagasol kana te nyam banko kanja
abanta bagasol tan
ngata.
For more information, call 7171998. 7171998. Gunjur Fitness Center Body Max.
Dear friends of the Gambia, greetings from your destination of choice, home to the island of Kunta Kinte and known for over 500 exceptional bird species. Be ready for adventures on the River Gambia, where nature caters to you sustainably as it meanders through endless experiences. Our rich, welcoming, and diverse cultures will show you the places closest to our hearts, delight you with our exceptional culinary taste and the local flavors, enchant you with state-of-the-art conference facilities, with luxurious accommodation that caters to your every need, considering your standards in an eco-friendly environment. Stay home today, travel tomorrow. We look forward to welcoming you all to our golden shores once again. From the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980 8483 340 9400 or 635 9906.
Available for short or long-term rental. A compound situated in Gunjur, south of the Gambia. A village known for its spirituality, tradition, and culture being intact. The compound is surrounded by nature and 5 minutes walk to the main road leading to Brikama, Senegambia, the Atlantic Ocean, and the River Gambia. A modern house with all facilities, 2 bedrooms, 2 toilets, 2 water heaters, living room and kitchen, borehole water system, and solar system lighting. The compound also comes with a security and maid. Also available car rental.
My name is Abubacarr Jammeh. I'm from Gunjur. Started poultry farming in 2016. I then named my poultry after myself and my mother, which we both have B as the starting of our names. So I then named my poultry after Best Choice Poultry Farm. The reason why I start poultry farming is as a result of seeing other young people doing something great for themselves and also for their country, employing other young people and giving them a hope. That actually motivated me quite a lot to also do something in my country in terms of food self-sufficiency. Currently, I am working with 2 people. Those are employed on the poultry side, and they work constantly. So whether I'm here or not, the poultry is running. Initially, I had a lot of passion to further my education and have my degrees in the areas that I studied, which is business. With this, when I started with the first batch in 2016, that was 33 small chicks of broilers. And that 33, I started with them in my personal bedroom. I raised them in my bedroom and I slept in the parlor. And I still have memorable pictures of all those things. And after that, I sold the entire batch of the 33. So I got like almost some couple of thousand. And by then I had a half scholarship to one of the Asian countries in Indonesia to study business and administration. The dream was halfway through. I got the visa and to travel. I couldn't have a ticket. I struggled quite a lot. I couldn't have it. So I said, well, that might not be my destiny. So I have to drop that and then continue with the poultry farming. So I then tried to raise some capital and get some more chickens and then brought them up, sell them, multiply. This thing get growing, Really, I'm enjoying what I do. So now poultry farming becomes part of my life. Then the second phase of my story was the time I started building a house for them. I then started making some mud blocks. I couldn't even pay people. I have to mobilize a resource from my own house and I get help there. And then we then built a small mud house which is 4 by 4 meters. The first house is still there. I use it as my museum or historic house. So now I have a couple of guinea fowls in there. Just renovate the house a little bit and put a run there for the guinea fowls to actually walk in when they leave the house. My first market is my family. Then the secondary one is the neighborhood. They also buy. I'm not doing much saving. I'm doing a very little saving as I'm doing fit plowback. When I have little profit, then I reinvest it into the business. I could do more. I believe I could do a lot because the knowledge is there, the know-how is there, and the willingness is there. But then the capacity in terms of financial aspect of it is the problem. But then I wanted to start everything, and whatever comes would actually follow. So if you want to consume fresh, if you want to eat healthy foods, you have to consume or buy locally.
Blessed with the mighty Atlantic Ocean, fertile agricultural lands, and a strategic geographic location that gives an opportunity for a lot of people to explore and get into the business. Gunjur and the Gambia at large.
Somebody else who is not the rightful owner. If we are sued to court, we cannot defend ourselves.
Right. So what would you say with this description? That certain critics are saying if land issues are not managed properly or handled properly in this country, it is a ticking time bomb. What is your perspective of that description?
GunjurBIZ.
So they say in fact
is in short called GunjurBIZ. This will be a platform that we will use to explore different business opportunities, especially for young people. We'll bring you on Gunjur Online all the business topics that is
should not have returned it to the Bojankunas. We should have given it to them. But where have you seen my VDC owning a land? We give it to the rightful owner. It's left to the rightful owner who has MOU with you to give you back his land if he wants to give it to you. If he said he is going away from the MOU, that's not our work. But we cannot take people's land and hand it over to somebody else who is not the rightful owner. If we are sued to court, we cannot defend ourselves.
All right. So what would you say with this description? That certain critics are saying if land issues are not managed properly or handled properly in this country, it is a ticking time bomb. What is your perspective of that description?
Yeah, I wouldn't know what they mean by that when they said it's going to be a problem. But then, as I know, land matters are sensitive matters. People have to respect them. And there are things that we have to understand, that laws have to be obeyed. You cannot sit at your corner every time you want to say, if this is not addressed, it's going to be a timing bomb. But you have got an avenue to address your issue. You don't want to go through that avenue. You want to take the law into your own hand, and you keep saying that this is a time bomb. It's clumsy.
So is it a time bomb?
To me, it depends on who is defining it.
Okay.
Yeah, land in every country is sensitive. I would say sensitive if people are ready to take other people's rights and they want to sit on that right, then we can call it a timing bomb.
Okay.
And those are the kind of issues that we see here. Land rights starts from you. There are 4 ways that you can have ownership in land. One is for you to inherit it from the rightful owner, or it is a right gift from the rightful owner, or you buy it from the rightful owner, or you are allocated by the state. These are the 4 ways that you can own land. But then all these cases, you will lose your ownership or your right once these transactions take place. If you are the indigenous owner, once I've given it to you as a gift, the rightful gift, I lose my right now. It becomes your property. So I cannot come tomorrow when there is benefit on that land. I want to say, I am the one who settled him. I am going to take it from him. In that case, that is going to be dangerous. It's only where you don't give me, I don't have to claim for it. But where you give me, where your great-grandfathers give me, and it's confirmed, it's documented, it's proven, new generations cannot come and claim those areas.
Okay.
Those are issues that we are facing with.
So let's look at this. There have been some allegations that your officials in the Ministry of Local Governments and Lands have been allocated lands, supposedly community lands, where your own ministry demarcated for public amenities to be used there or to be created there. How true is this allegation?
That is completely false. If it is to be related to communal places, that is completely false. But then we have staff who have been allocated within the layout, just like any other Gambian. But one thing we also have to understand is what time were these officials allocated and what was their position at the time. This is what should be compared. Now, because I am a permanent secretary, my position today is compared to a land allocated to me when I was a technician. It's wrong.
Is that what is happening?
This is what has happened. The current director of physical planning was allocated land in Salaji in 2007 when he was a technician. The deputy permanent secretary in this ministry was allocated in 2007 when he was a technician. One of the principal officer, Mr. Fati, was also allocated land at Salaji when he was a technician. I want to know this about 13 years now. They developed this land and they settled in it. And now that they are in the position that they allocated themselves, that cannot be fair assessment. At the time that allocation was done to them, they had no decision say at those departments. So they were all allocated by the ministry.
So since it is bringing some conflicts here and there, are those people, those officers who were allocated this 13 years ago, are they ready to forego those lands?
But why? Can you give me a reason?
I'm asking.
I don't see a reason why I should be given land because I'm a Gambian, I'm given land. So does that mean that, okay, let me put it this way. Does that mean